talking about Greg Gutfeld, he is again the #1 late night TV host, and by some margin.
We need to learn from the blacks.
Joe Mackey is the heir to the Persian throne.
What up, my Nazi?
Nazi, please.
Night after night, Greg Gutfeld dominates the competition and humiliates The View.
One Joy Behar special coming up.
How did he defeat all the other late night juggernauts like Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, and Jimmy Colbert? Is he just that good? Unlike other late night hosts who had their late night shows handed to them by their billionaire feminist parents, Greg Gutfeld is self-made. His career is relatable for many average Americans of his generation. Gutfeld is a baby boomer, and he likes everything that a baby boomer man likes. Cars, tits.
What's more important in this world, her dirty bathwater or, sperm? I think this is a great commodity.
And tax loopholes.
I will release my tax returns against my lawyer's wishes.
Greg came of age during the space race, and, like an astronaut, he was fired upwards.
I want to know your background and where you came from, how you ended up hosting your show, this talk show.
It's a good question. I've been fired a lot. So I got fired from Men's Health, where I was the king of abs. Stuff Magazine was there for a couple years.
Love Stuff Magazine.
Yeah, it was amazing. Got fired from there. Had to leave the country for, let's not get into that. And so I was just sitting at a bar in Chelsea, and a friend says, there's a Fox that wants to do a late night show. Are you interested? And I'm like, dude, I'm broke. So I will do anything. So they flew me over, and I started doing this show, Red Eye.
Greg drank his way to a show called Red Eye, which got its name because it was on at 2 a.m.
Your show absolutely sucks, and you suck, your guests suck, and no one on the show is the least bit funny. It reminds me of my college years, but I would rather watch the Three Stooges. Give it up, dude. Give it up, dude. Don't call me dude. Call the she-male you banged in your daddy's RV, dude. But not me. Everybody was drunk. Everybody was drunk, even the cameramen.
Greg would be fired to a weekend show at Fox before he was eventually fired to his own late night show that would air at 10 p.m. The 10 p.m. time slot was key because it was right when his main demographic would fall asleep with the TV on, which allowed advertisers to access the coveted subliminal ad space, which is located deep in the central lobe. 2 a.m. never worked because Gutfeld's viewers would be well on their way to Costco at this time. Greg Gutfeld is a wealthy man.
By 2026, Greg Gutfeld has crushed the competition, amassed a shocking $28 million fortune, and bought a secret fortress for his new family.
But he comes off as relatable because he talks about issues that everyday Americans care about, like trans people in sports.
So the cheater, Khalif, gets to keep his women's gold, which he can proudly hang around his scrotum.
Trans people in bathrooms.
It's not a ban any more than I am banned from taking a crap because I can't use the women's John.
And trans people at the library.
What do you mean by biological sex? What does woke even mean? Drag queen story hour? How is that sexual?
All the other late night hosts have a haughty snobbishness about them. You can just tell they think they're better than you.
Stage with your hands in your pockets, looking around as though you wished you were anywhere but here. From where I was sitting, I can see your belly.
Greg is just like us. Just a guy hanging out in a basement making the same jokes about Bill Clinton that we all did 30 years ago.
Dad saying he doesn't care how old they are as long as they're fat. All right.
The mainstream media has been in decline for decades because the regular folks can see the elitism on display with the fancy sets, fancy clothes, and fact checkers. The majority of Americans are low budget and they don't understand good lighting. Working people want to see TikToks of guys ranting in their trucks about vaccines, or girls in their cars ranting about vaccines. The late night Jimmies employ thousands of Ivy League DEI writers, but Gutfeld is scrappy. The whole show is put together by Greg, Joe Mackey, Grok, and Rupert Murdoch. Jokes are one of the best ways to be funny, and being funny accounts for almost 10% of a comedian's job in 2026. And Greg Gutfeld has jokes. Gutfeld, like other late night shows, opens with jokes. But although the format is similar, the content is very different. The mainstream shows will have monologues that contain the same anti-Trump smears that their Ivy League DEI writers stole from Reddit that day. Greg takes a different approach. I have been watching Gutfeld live on Twitch every Monday for the past 11 years, and I have become quite good at predicting the punchlines.
Joe Biden. Joe fucking Biden. I know.
It brings me so much joy. Behar is fat. A Gutfeld monologue is in perfect rondo form and utilizes repetition in a hilariously mesmerizing way. The predictability of the jokes soothes the brain and activates the laugh center. Let's take a look at a classic Gutfeld monologue. The A section introduces a joke like Joe Biden is old or Don Lemon is gay,
causing one man to ask, but where can I meet the gay of Hormuz?
The B section will introduce a second joke like Hillary Clinton kills people,
which is like Hillary Clinton telling you not to hang people.
He will then repeat the first joke and introduce a third.
And he sounds no different than Don Lemon saying, I'd love to stay and chat, but I've got dozens of homeless to bang. And women don't have to be fully covered anymore, with the exception, of course, of one.
Then he will triumphantly return to the first joke.
Yeah, they went down faster than Don Lemon at a highway rest stop.
Let me introduce Gutfeld's regular panelists. Tyrus appears in most episodes of Gutfeld and lends his big laugh to the show whenever Greg makes a joke about black people. Tom Shalhoub is an old friend of Greg's and is his go-to panelist and guest host because many of Greg's fans can't see the difference between Tom and Greg due to their cataracts. Kat Timpf is also on the show. Pundits, commentators, and podcasters frequent Greg's panel, but comedians really shine on Gutfeld.
What is trans culture? Is it going to the wrong bathroom? Is it terrorizing the Planet Fitness women's change room? What exactly is it?
A spot on The Tonight Show is irrelevant in 2026. The media landscape has changed. The new pipeline is a 60-second spot on Kill Tony, which, if it goes well, leads to tons of bookings and millions of fans across the desecrated heartland of North America. The Gutfeld panel offers a similar route to the Kill Tony system, but you don't need 60 seconds of funny. You can simply smile and laugh when Greg says the wokes have destroyed America. Greg's guests provide ideological balance to the media, which has an overwhelmingly communist bias. For every weeping Jimmy, there needs to be a cackling Gutfeld to remind us that feelings are gay, and so is Don Lemon. Gutfeld is at the top of his game and isn't going anywhere. Decades from now, the other late-night shows will all have been canceled long ago. The failing liberal cities will be deserted. The entire US population will live in Texas and tune into Fox, the only surviving network. The mainstream media will be gone. But Gutfeld will still hilariously lampoon them to remind us that they sucked when they were around, just like he makes fun of former President Bill Clinton, who got sucked when he was around.